Hi friends, in this session um, I'm going to tell you different methods that exist in the thread class. Alright, so already in the previous session we have seen what is thread and how to create a thread using thread class and runnable interface, and how to use it in the real world programming. So in this session I'm going to tell you it does have thread class have few methods, and how do we make use of those methods in the real world programming. Okay, here already as let's get into the video. Here you can see a thread is created using the thread class. Okay, a thread is created using the thread class, and inside this I create a constructor, and within the constructor I just call start the thread. Okay, using the start keyword, start method. Using the start method I just start the thread, and runnable interface does have a method named run, so that method is overridden here. Okay, you can see the run method is overridden. Okay, and here inside the run method I just have given a code snippet. In that the thread is suspended for some time using the sleep method, and then I printed a text saying within the run, and within the run the name of the thread is, I just printed the name of the thread. Okay, so that's in this a thread, that's in this thread named a thread. All right, so I do have created one more thread using runnable interface, that is name of the thread is a thread run. Okay, within this here in this thread, within the construct I have created the thread using the new keyword, you can see, and while creating the thread I just fasten the object as well the thread name. Alright, so object here I have given this refers to the current object, and the thread name, it is string, so that's where and that's an input from the end user. Okay, um, and here I have started using the t dot start method. With the start method I have done that. Runnable interface as the run method, that method is overridden here. Inside a run method I made the thread to suspend for some time using the sleep method, and I print a text and the name of the thread. Okay, that's it. So now we have created two threads. We do have two threads. One thread is created using the thread class, and the other thread is created using the runnable interface. Now I'm gonna call both. I'm gonna make use of both the threads named a thread and a thread run in the class thread. Okay, so here what do I do, like we are in the class main thread, so already I have created all these both the threads and the main class just to save time. Okay, here inside the we are inside the class main thread. Okay, here you can see I have declared few instance variables. All right, those are static, and these instance variables are again primitive data type as well as an object. All right, you can see I have created an object and the integer variables, around 6 to 7 integer variables, and a boolean variable b, and a thread array. All right. Okay, inside the main thread, here you can see the main method. You can see the main method. This inside the main method I do create three objects for the thread a thread. I mean, I do create three objects for the thread named a thread. All right, so which is nothing but a thread is created using the thread class. All right, so three objects are ob1, ob2, ob3, and again I do create three objects for three objects of the thread named a thread run. Okay, a thread run, which is nothing but a thread created using the runnable interface. Okay, the object names are zb, zb, zb. All right, and here when I create the a thread run object, I do pass. I do pass a parameter, a string parameter, that is the name of the thread. Uh, you can see it here. So I have given the name of the thread 1, and then 2, and then 3. That's in past while we create the object of the thread. And then what I have done, I just using see, you can see the ZB1. All right, so this ZB1, it is an object of a thread run. All right, it is an object of the thread named a thread run. So I'm using it here, ZB1 dot get class. So what does this get class method does? It returns the object of the class. You can see, it returns the class. All right, so you can see get class zb1 dot get class, what it does, uh, so this particular zb1 object belongs to the, whichever class this zb1 object belongs, that class name is fetched, and that's been assigned to this object obj. Okay, you can see it in the console. um, See, you can see class. I got the zb1 dot get class, which returns the class name of the object zb1, and it is assigned to obj. And in the print statement, I just print the object dot toString. All right, so you can see in the console. You can see I have highlighted in the console. Now you can see it in the I have highlighted in the console class pro is nothing but a package, and dot the name of the class is a thread run. So that the zb1, it is an object of the thread a thread run, right? So and the other one method is the next method is zb1 dot hash code. It returns the hash code. So hash code, it's a uh, the content of the hash code is again numeric, and the count, the number of elements in the hash code, it is again the numbers. If you count the numbers, total number of numbers, you can see the index value will be 8. Right, total it contains 8 numbers of numeric value. All right, so zb1 dot hash code, which returns a hash code, and it gets stored in the integer variable hc. So I have printed that. You can see the system.out.println hash code of zb1 a thread run hc. So here in the console, you can see that. Let me highlight that hash code of zb1. You can see a thread run colon, the hash code is 311683222. So this is the hash code. You can see the numeric value, that's the hash code, and it does have 8 numbers. Okay, similarly I have printed for a hash code of zb2 object is zb2 object of a thread run. I have printed, and here I have used the equals method. So I just equals zb1. I have created 3 objects for the a thread run, zb1, zb2, zb3. Here I have compared the zb1 and zb2 using the equals method. Again, equals method which is going to check the content of the both the objects and returns the boolean value true if both are equal, false, or else it returns a false value. So here zb1 dot equals within the parameter zb2, which returns the boolean value which gets stored in the b boolean variable b. Here you can see, here you can see zb1. I have before I compare both the equal both the object zb1 and zb2, I have printed the object by using zb1.toString, and then zb1 zb2.toString I have printed, and then I have shown the output of the zb1 dot equals zb2. You can see in the console. Let me highlight it. So zb1 dot toString, if I the value we get is pro dot athread run at 1db9742. This is the value we get. So this is the actual content of the object zb1. Pro, it again denotes the package, and athread run, it denotes the class name of the object zb1, and at the rate of 1db9742 is the again that's the content here. So here when I print the object.toString, this is the content I do get, and then zb2 similarly I do get I do get another value. And now when I compare using the equals method, zb1 dot equals zb2, I get the value. It returns the value false because both the content doesn't match, right? So it returns the value false, which gets stored in the boolean variable b, and it got printed here. Okay, so and then what we are going to do now, we have seen three methods: get class, hash code, equals. So these are all the methods we have seen till now, and let me show you. Here I have called zb1.run method. So zb1, it is an object of a thread run thread. zb1 is an object of thread named a thread run. So that thread, obviously it's going to have a run method, right? So I just call that run method here, zb1.run. So that method will be called here. Okay, so you can see here that run method. You can see the a thread run thread within that run method is here. So it does have the sleep. Here inside I have made the thread to suspend for some time using the sleep method, and then you can see the I have printed the name of the thread using the println statement. Runnable interface is user within ARM. The name of the thread is this. See that this statement just before the run statement, which got printed here in the console. Okay, just before the zb1.run statement, you can see it in the console. I have highlighted, and then the actual content when we call the run method of the a thread run, it got printed here. You can see runnable interface is user within a thread run. The name of the thread is 1. Why before that statement got printed, a few other statements have got printed. Why is it so? We have given the thread to suspend for some time, right? In the run method, if you notice, thread is suspended for some time using the sleep method. So thread.sleep, I have given 1000 the value as a parameter. So that this thread is suspended for some time, and the yeah, I mean, after for the period of specific time, it is till a period of specific time. This it got suspended, and then uh, it is resumed, and again the statement system.out.println runnable interface thread t dot get name, that statement got executed, and we get this output. Okay, all right, and then you can see within the try, you can see a thread object can get the get id using there is a method called get id. um, so here one more thing I would like to explain. If we can create thread in two ways, one using the thread class, and using the runnable interface. So using the runnable interface, it is recommended. So here I am using an object of thread that's been created using the runnable interface. So here I am using zp1.t. Why? Because it's the name of the thread. Again, get id, it is a method that falls under this thread. Okay, if I what if I create what if I would like to call the get id from a thread that's been created using the thread class. In that case, it would be like we do have ob1, right? ob1 dot get id. So we won't be having that t reference variable. Directly we will with the from after the object, uh, after the object is suffixed using the method name. Okay, so I have used that in the below code snippet. You can see here, yeah, you can see it here. See, object ob1 here. ob1, it is an object of thread named a thread, which is again a thread is created using the thread class. So here we just call the get id method just using the object alone, right? We don't use any reference variable, thread reference variable, uh, like t, which we used in the uh, scenario. We create a thread using runnable interface. All right, see, you can see this ob1, it is an object of thread class, thread named a thread. Again, a thread, it is created using the thread class. All right, so we just uh, call the method using the object alone. Wherein if we create a thread using runnable interface, then you need to use object name dot the reference variable t, and then you can call the method. All right, I believe you got it. And then we do have this get id, so that it will return the thread id. Every thread is given an id, so the thread id would get yeah, get id method returns a thread id, which is a long primitive data type, which gets stored in the long variable lr. And I have printed in the console. I have printed in the output. You can see. Mm, you can see here. See id of before wait on sb1. Mm, here you can see I have printed this. Alright, similarly I have printed the LR, get ID. Here you can see the same put. Okay, the ID of ZB1 is 11, right? You can see it is 11, number 11. That is the ID of the thread, ZB1. Okay, and mm, and I have I have called the get ID method of OB1 object, and then you can see again this will print the ID of the object. All right, you can see the output. Let me show you. Here one more method is here, get priority. So again thread is prioritized. Uh, all right, so we can do thread prioritization using three values. One is max priority, the other one is min priority, other one is a norm priority. So max priority, it has have a integer variable, integer value 10. Min priority, it does have a integer value um, 1, and norm priority, which that's value is 5. So here get priority will return the priority of the thread. So the return value is an integer. Okay, here I just get the priority of the thread using the get priority method, and it got printed here. Let me show you the ID as well. The see, you can see I have printed using the println ID of OB and the priority of OB object. So you can see it in the output console. ID of ID ID of OB, ID of that object is 8, and priority of object is 5. That means it the priority is thread priority is normal. Okay, norm priority. Okay, and one more, and we have seen few methods. All right, till now we have seen uh, uh, few methods. So get class, hash code, equals, these are all methods of object, class object. We have seen what it is and how the output would look like. And then we have seen run method and get ID, get priority. So let me show you a few more methods of thread class. Here you can see again get priority we have already seen, and it does have active count. So what does this active count method does? So active count method will it will return the number of threads that exist in a thread group. Okay, so active count method will return the number of threads in a thread group. Okay, so you can see that I have printed the output active count. You can see active count in this in this thread group only one thread exists. All right, and one more get context class loader, so it will return the class loader. So here you can see it in the output console. You can see it in the console, get context class loader, it returns the class loader. So sun dot misc dot launcher dollar symbol app class loader at 1D16E93. That's the value of the class loader. Okay, and one more get stack trace. So thread it does have a method called get stack trace. So it will return have it will return the stack trace. You can see Java dot land dot stack trace element at 52E922. That's the value. Okay, and you can get the state of the thread. All right, so using the get state method. So get state method, what is it will return the state of the thread. So so here when I call the get state of object ZB1, it returns state of the thread, and it got stored in a state thread dot state reference variable st. and it got printed. Let me show you here. You can see get state method is called, and the value is status is state of the thread is terminated. All right, so you can see terminated. Okay, and then we have we do have a method named thread group, get thread group, that will return the group. I mean that will return the name of the group to which this thread belongs. All right, so you can see I have printed using the I mean I have printed the name of the thread group. Okay, here the thread group, it returns null value, and one more get uncaught exception handler. You can so this get uncaught exception handler, if we have any handler I mean there is a method named get uncaught exception handler. If we make use of it on the object, here it returns the null value uh, uh, from the JVM. Alright, one more method is named is alive. There is a method named is alive. So this method is used to this method is used to get to know whether this thread is alive or is no more. Okay, so if you call zb1.t is alive, it will return a boolean value if it is true, then the thread exists. If it is false, then the thread is no more. Okay, here I have printed the value in the println statement, and in the console you can see is alive false. So the thread is I mean the thread execution got over and it is no more. And the one more method is here, which is daemon. So this method zb1.t is daemon. The name of the method is daemon. When you call this method, actually daemon method, it is a method that supports JVM execution. All right, so the runtime execution. So yeah, this method, we do have a thread and we want to check whether this thread is a daemon or a normal thread. All right, or a normal end user thread. So in that case we can check is daemon method. That time we can make use of this method is daemon. It's going to return boolean value true if it is a daemon thread, or false if it is not a daemon thread. So here I have used the daemon is daemon, and I have printed the output here. You can see shows in the console. You can see the console, it shows is daemon false. All right, so zb1 object is not a daemon thread. And what is the one interrupted is interrupted. Here I can see there is a method named is interrupted. So this method will return a boolean value if the thread got interrupted. This is interrupted method will return the boolean value true if the thread got interrupted, or else it will return the false value. All right, I have printed the the return value boolean value is interrupted. You can see here in the console is interrupted false. It is now, so this thread, it is not interrupted till now. Okay? And we do have interrupt. There is a method interrupt. This will interrupt a method. I mean this will interrupt a thread. Okay, I have called that interrupt method on the zb1 object. And we do have a method named holds lock. So I have called and we pass in an object for this method holds lock. So thread does have a method named holds lock that takes a parameter that takes an object parameter. What does this holds lock does? Um, um, this holds log will return the boolean value uh, true if this thread if this thread holds a lock on the particular uh, object that is sent as a parameter. All right, so let me tell you again. uh, the thread on which this holds lock is called, the thread on which this holds lock method is called, that thread uh, does have a lock on the object which is passed as a parameter to the holds lock. If it has a lock to the object that is sent as a parameter to the holds lock method, then it will return true value or else it will return false. All right, so here when I check with when I call the holds lock using the zb1 object and I pass in the zb2, here it shows the false. In the console you can see zb1 dot holds lock zb2 false. And we do have one more method, join. This method, what it does, like mm, uh, the thread on which this method is on the thread on which the join method is called, the join method will wait till the thread on which the method is called terminated. For example, join method is called on the thread a thread run, right? So the join method is called on the thread zb1. So till the zb1 thread um, till the zb1 execution gets completed, this join method will wait. Till the a thread run zb1 uh, execution gets completed, this join method will wait. All right, so that's the join method. I have called and printed the output here. You can see this is the join method. The main the use of the join method is to make the thread wait till is to make the method to wait till the completion of the thread. All right, and is alive. We have seen that yield, it will give the monitor when you call the yield method of from an object, it will give the monitor. So that's it. So we have seen too many methods of the thread class. All right, like get priority, active count, get context class loader, get stack trace, get state, get thread group, is alive, is daemon, is interrupted, interrupt, yeah, holds lock, join, is yield. So two more methods are there, wait and notify. So when you call the wait method on a thread, okay, when you call a wait method on a thread, so what happens, the thread is that thread gets into a state of that thread is suspended for some time. All right, so wait method comes in three flavors. One is empty constructor, empty wait, wait method with no parameters, and wait method with one parameter, that is um, that parameter is primitive long, where we pass in the milliseconds, and one more wait method which comes with two parameters, long and int, so milliseconds and nanoseconds. So we can call all these three wait method on a thread just to place the thread suspended for some time. All right, and what once we place the thread on a suspend mode, how do we resume it, how do we resume the thread? So using the notify, when you call the notify method, notify, it comes in two flavor, notify and notify all. So when you call the notify method on the thread on the object, so it will again the notify method will resume the thread which are in wait mode. I mean, which are in uh, suspended using the wait method. All right, notify all. What it does, it will resume all the threads which are suspended using the wait method. Okay, so that's about the thread. I believe I have since would have given you enough knowledge on what is thread and how threads can be created using thread class and runnable interface, and what are all the methods it does have. We have seen everything in each and everything in detail. I believe you got to understand crystal clear. Let me catch you with other topics in the upcoming session. Please do subscribe to the channel, Java Track, and click on the bell icon to get notified on new post. Please do share with your friends. Thanks for watching. Have a nice time. Bye bye.